Get your copy of Layla Ali's book, Reach, by clicking the link in the description. Sam Langford versus Sugar Ray Robinson, going out to Trey Titan. Let's get into it. Trey Titan is taking us back into the day, but this is an interesting fight for various reasons. Both of these guys had explosive hand speed, explosive power, and they both fought in tough eras. I am seeing this fight take place at welterweight. Sam Langford was tough, explosive, and applied a lot of pressure. He was a great inside fighter who knew how to manhandle you on the inside. He had great timing, great accuracy, and was an explosive counterpuncher. Very dangerous guy. Sugar Ray Robinson had a lot of the same attributes as far as the power, the hand speed, the footwork, the counterpunching, but Sugar Ray Robinson had better footwork, and Sugar Ray Robinson seemed to fight better off the back foot than Langford did. Sugar Ray Robinson had better defense, and he was an all-around better boxer than Langford, in my opinion. This fight is definitely one for the ages, and combinations will definitely be flying, but who will prevail is the question. Can Langford apply constant pressure, use his physicality to break Sugar Ray Robinson down? Or can Sugar Ray Robinson use his superior boxing skills to break Langford down? This will not be a one-sided fight and will likely go into the later rounds. But someone has to win and someone has to prevail. I believe that this fight is going to come down to stamina and who will be the fresher of the two in the later rounds. They're both going to absorb punishment. There's no way around that. But it's going to come down to who's more durable. From what I can see, Langford seems to be the stronger and the tougher of the two, but Robinson is the more polished of the two. Langford is a powerful puncher, but I see him being open for Robinson's counter combinations. So I see this being a back and forth, pretty even fight until Robinson rallies late in the fight. I see Robinson getting Langford into trouble with a big shot and then finishing him off with a combination. So I have Sugar Ray Robinson by TKO victory. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think, and I will see you on the next video. I understand that we can't continue to live in the past, but I must say that today's boxing culture is an interesting one because it's based on extremes. Either a fighter is great or they're terrible. Either they're winners or losers. Either you love them or hate them. There's no balance, and there's no middle ground. If you're not perfect, the fans write you off. For example, you can lose a fight and give a great performance, but all the fans see is the fact that you lost the fight. Never mind what kind of performance you gave. Never mind how competitive you were. Just the fact that you don't have the magical O on your record. That's all they care about these days. And I'm here to tell you that there is so much more to boxing than just simply winning or simply losing. Now, technically, there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser, except for in the rare case of a draw. Someone wins, someone loses, okay? But you've heard it said, you can lose the fight, but win the night. So we don't have to tear fighters down. We don't have to write fighters off, and we don't have to throw them away or totally trash them because they lost. Which brings me to what I want to discuss in this video. I want to discuss Raleigh, and I want to discuss his fight with Tank. Now, granted, Raleigh talked a lot of trash. I love the trash talk personally, and I think this is what boxing needs. Boxing needs excitement. It needs drama. It just doesn't need fighters hiding behind their promoters, okay? Guess Raleigh lost to Tank. He got stopped in brutal fashion. But let's not act like Raleigh didn't give Tank a fight. Let's not act like Raleigh wasn't giving Tank fits in there. Let's not act like he wasn't being competitive and that Tank was just dominating him the whole fight. Once again, Raleigh got caught, he got knocked out, and he got stopped. But that's only one part of the fight. All credit to Tank for setting up that shot, and all credit to Tank for the victory. But this loss isn't worth throwing Raleigh away. This fight isn't worth totally trashing him, calling him a hype job, saying that he got exposed. He didn't get exposed, he just got caught. It happens. Ultimately, Tank showed that he was the better fighter. But it has nothing to do with Raleigh being overrated. Now, granted, some people were glad to see Raleigh get, I guess, what they saw was coming to him for the trash talk. But give it to the man. He went in there confident. He went in there believing in himself. And he was there to fight, and he was there to win. Once again, there is so much more to boxing than simply winning and simply losing, simply being great and simply being terrible. Just go back 30 years. Just go 30 years back in time and watch boxing then. Great fighters were losing all over the place, but it wasn't that big of a deal because we saw things for what they were. We knew that fighters could come back and be great. And a lot of these fighters suffered brutal losses and terrible losses. But it's not just simply winning. It's winning and coming back. It's not just being undefeated that makes a fighter great, but it's also dealing with adversity, coming back from adversity, coming back from losses, and just that shows greatness to me. That shows more greatness than a padded record. That shows more greatness than a padded record and just being undefeated just for the sake of being undefeated. And what I mean by that is you have a lot of fighters today sitting on their undefeated records. They're not challenging themselves. They're not fighting often enough. They're not fighting each other. But their only claim to fame is I'm undefeated. It doesn't matter what my resume looks like or doesn't look like, I'm undefeated. I have an O. And that can easily be manipulated. I'm here to tell you that can easily be manipulated. So it's not having the O that makes a fighter great. Now let me be fair. You have fighters out here that are earning that O. Tank is earning that O. Shakur Stevenson is earning that O. Devin Haney is earning that O. Earning that O. And that's kind of a term I made up, earning the O. But if you're fighting often enough, you're staying active, and you're fighting a decent level of competition, and you remain undefeated, more power to you. But if you're sitting on the sidelines for 1-2 years at a time, and you're undefeated, that undefeated record means nothing to me. And anyone who just knows a little bit about boxing, it shouldn't mean anything to you, but we're all entitled to our opinions. And at the end of the day, this is an opinion video, okay? So I'm not saying that you have to be a fan of Raleigh, fall in love with Raleigh, but I'm just simply appealing to you to give credit where credit is due. Raleigh was competitive in the fight, and he should be given credit for it. Let me know what you think, and I will see you on the next video. If you like the channel, please share, promote, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it.